Good afternoon and welcome to Blue Shampoo Salon and Spa. My name is Madrid Johnson and I'm going to be your educator today. I'm going to show you some techniques on a new release that we have called Transformed. And we're going to title it Short and Oh So Super Sexy. So we're going to start right away with some color technique. This is our model, Rafina. Hello. Say hello. Hey. Hi. And this is my technical assistant and my partner, Jackie. This is a live video, yeah! So you're going to hear a little noise in the background. You're going to hear people talking, clients maybe coming in and out. So it's our illustrious staff, some of the people here, and we'll get a chance to meet them later. So what we're going to do today, we're going to do a color technique and we're going to do a haircut. We're going to do a swinging bob. It's going to be a short bob with a lot of texture. You know, bobs are in, they're going to always be in. There's going to always be a new twist to a bob. So I'm going to show you a new twist today on a bob that's going to give you a lot of shift, a lot of movement. We're going to begin with a color technique. We're going to go with 3 colors. And what I like to do with my color, I like to create color. I don't normally just deposit one tone unless I'm doing great coverage. So today we're going to have 3 levels of color. When I line my color up, I always try to line it up where it makes sense to me so I don't get confused when I'm applying it. So this is going to be my overall tone right here. So it's your darker tone. This is going to be my mid tone, so I always put it in a different color bowl and I sit it right in the middle. And this is going to be our lighter tone. So these 2 are going to give us our highlights and this is going to give us our depth. So we're going to alternate the 3 of these in this front section, and then I'm going to strategically place some highlight and some mid-tone in various areas, and we're going to put the darker color all over the whole head. It's going to be popping too. All right, so we're going to get started right away. So I have to get ready. You know, we're doctors. It's live. Okay. No, she's not used to this, so we're just going to have some fun with it. There you go. I'm loving it. Maybe I can get this done every day. All right. You know, we're surgeons. I'm going to strategically place this color. Da, 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 da. I'm loving it. Makes me feel important. All right. So we're going to do some foiling technique. I pretty much sectioned the top out already. Thank you, dear. You make me feel so special. I'm serious. All right, so hopefully you can see everything that's doing. We're going to turn her around here and there so you can see what we're doing. Now, normally we would do some weaving technique, but I'm going to do some slicing. I'm going to straight slice because I want to be able to see bolder sections of color. So we're just going to take it out. We're going to take our foil. And whatever technique you like to do for slicing, you can do that, but we're going to place it right here. And we're going to start with our lighter tone and work our way down to the darker. And we're going to place it all the way down to the scalp. But before we're done, we're going to take the darker color and put it all over the scalp area in every section, so we make sure we don't have any sections that's without color. Okay, then we're just going to fold this back, really simple. Now, I know some of you are a lot neater than me, so I'm just going to apply it like that and fold this up just a little bit so she can continue to see. So we want her to be cute. We're not really worried about the foils looking cute. I know some of us really like to have those foils just looking so incredibly beautiful. Well, that's not me. I'm going to place it very close, and then we're going to go with our mid-tone. So we're going from lighter to mid to darker. So make sure you don't stick that brush in the wrong bowl. So this is going to be a great technique for you. It's very simple to do. It's not difficult at all. Roll this foil back, fold it over. Now again, if you want to make it look really, really cute, you go right ahead and handle that, all right? All right. So we're going to go in our next section. Another thin section is about 1/8 of an inch thick. Make sure you comb it up all the way out and hold it taut. Take your foil, place it right in the center there so that it lays very flush. And now we're going with our darker tone. This is going to really be nice. It's going to have a nice array of color. It's going to kind of look like a rainbow. Now you can go with very high volume tint for a lot more color. We're going in for a more subtle look. We want to see the color, but we're going in for the person that can wear this and she didn't have to worry about it being too light or too bright. Okay. Fold that a little bit just to hold it in place. And we're going to continue. Now we're going to go back. We started with our lighter, mid, darker. Now we're going to go back with the lightest tone again. And we're going to repeat this same process. So if any of you are not coloring hair, okay, we're starting with the lighter one. See, you tried to fool me, huh? So we got a lighter color here. Remember to keep them in separate bowls. I'm telling you, it'll mess you up. Make sure you come all the way down. That's her nose under there. That's where you see that little tip there. So make sure you come all the way down and cover all of that hair really, really well. And then fold it back. Make sure you even it out. Now you have an option with some color. I don't know what color a lot of you are choosing, but you have an option to do this with your lightener too. You can pre-lighten the hair, removing the natural color, and then go back and do the same technique and you'll get a lot more vibrant color. Okay, now when we get ready to do our cut, it's going to be slightly asymmetrical. So this side right here is going to be the heavier side. So we want to get a little more color right in this front area as the hair moves forward. So what we're going to do here is we're going to part the hair. Right behind the ear. I'm going to use a diagonal forward line here. And we're going to add a little bit of color on this side only. Okay, so we're going to come in, hold your head up. We're going to start with our lighter tone again. Now don't try to go all the way to the scalp at this point. Remember, we're going to put the darker color at the base all over. So we definitely will color all of the hair. We don't want it to bleed. And because we're using a diagonal forward, we want that line to still stay secure. So in other words, instead of me trying to come in and place this color all the way to this line when it may not lay as well, and you may have what's called holidays, we'll leave that section there, and when we go with our deposit everywhere will come in and deposit in here too, and that'll make sure the color blends, and it'll also give it a nice array. Now we're going to leave this section out because that's going to be our darker tone, and we're going to come up to this section and use our mid section, our mid color. Okay, so you're going to see a little bit of the low light is going to be highlight, then the very, very darkest piece, then the mid piece right here. Now we're going to give this a little lock right on that corner right there, so that holds that in place. Matter of fact, let's give this one a little lock right there too, because when we lift it up to add our color, we don't want that to slide out. And we're going to leave another piece, and then we're going to take our lightest color right here, and this will be the last section. We started at the front, we sectioned the hair here, right in the crown, alternating 3 tones of color, and then on the side we have our accent color. So now we're going to take our deposit color and we're going to go right in and deposit this all over the head. Now we're going to make sure we go in between each foil that we've created to make sure that the color is deposited very well, so we don't have any areas with any holidays. Apply it generously. Come up and catch all the hair around the hairline. So you see how nice that tone is going to be. You get a chance to see what that color is looking like. So now we just want to go in and make sure we cover the entire head. Okay, make sure you apply this particular color technique. Can be applied from the scalp out. The color that I use is heat compatible, so that means I can use a dryer with it and it's going to bring it up very even. Now if you're using a lighter color and you're nervous about the base of it getting too light, getting too fiery, then apply your color away from the scalp to the ends and then back to the scalp. After you let it sit maybe 15-20 minutes, then come back and get all of the scalp area, because that would work a lot quicker. So we're going to let Jackie take over now. She's going to take her, apply it all over. We're going to bring her back so you can see the finish on the application, and then we're going to take her and prepare her for a haircut. Thank you. We're back. Okay, you remember our model, Rafina? You remember the color technique that we did? Isn't this beautiful? Remember we used 3 colors here in the top. We had a lighter tone, a mid-tone, and we had the depth. So you can see the nice purple tones in there. And then we have some nice copper and some nice orange red. And that makes a very, very beautiful technique. You can see the nice rich purple tones in there. Very nice color. So you saw it. It's very easy to do. Now after that, what we did is we used our, oh, where is it? Excuse me. We used our foam setting lotion and we wrapped her hair. We dried her hair. After her hair was dry, we used a small amount of our pomade. It's a very light oil-based product. It's not greasy. It's great for a hairstyling benefit. Okay, we put a little bit of that on there and we wrapped her hair, and now we're getting ready to go into her cut. Now, before I go into the cut, these are some of the other products that we use. There's a thermal, this is what we use, a thermal flat ironer here. It's called Thermal Mist. It's an excellent product. It's a humidity resistor, and it attracts moisture where it needs to. Gives you a nice body. It's not hard, and you get a nice little shine. We're going to finish up with these two products, our polish and our spray shine. And I'll show you how that works a little later. But I'm going to talk about our haircut. What we do at the hair salon here is we cut our, whatever we're thinking about doing, we actually cut them on mannequins. I use this mannequin to illustrate the texture and the movement that I want to put on her hair. So we do a lot of that. So I would encourage you, go get you a bunch of mannequins, bring them back, start cutting them. When you cut them and style them, you can actually just sit them out in front of the salon, and that's a selling tool for your clients. And they'll see it, and then they'll want to purchase that look. So that's the look for the week right there, okay? So that's what we do here. Also, I think Jackie is finishing up some work. Where did she go? I'll have her come out and show you some of the work. And you see my Mia right behind me is getting ready to start our service. You know, we're working live here at the salon today, Blue Shampoo. So we have a kind of a quiet day, but we still have work going on. So I want to go into the cut, tell you how we're going to achieve it. We're going to have a nice strong line on the nape, straight across, and then we're going to use some elevated texturing techniques to get the shift and the movement in her hair, okay? So as I'm cutting it, I'm going to start from the nape, and as I come up, I'm going to use subsections, and I'm going to bring the hair up and point cut it as I work my way up the back of the head form, and that's going to give me the texture that I want. So your sectioning is we're going to section the hair right at the ear, the tip slightly behind the tip of the ear, and we're going to just place a little pin there. And then the same thing on the other side. And this is going to be our heavy side. You notice on the mannequin it was slightly asymmetrical. I'm bad on ears. My bad. Okay, so we have the side section sectioned out. She has a nice long neckline, so we can actually cut this hair as short as this line right here to give her maximum shift, or we can leave it a little bit longer so she have a little longer shift. So if you have somebody with that type of neckline, that is wonderful to work with. So we're going to just come up and we're going to section it right down the middle, and we're going to use straight horizontal partings, okay, straight across. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. So I'm going to take her down into a pretty pure form. I want to make the cut right about the middle between the shoulder and where her hairline is. So I'm just going to comb it straight down. I'm going to place my finger right there, and I'm just going to make a straight horizontal line straight across the back. I'm going to come over, press it down again, and make a straight cut straight across. Now her hairline is a little weaker on one side and stronger on the other, so as we come down with the next section, we'll make sure that it's even. It's a little longer on this side. Okay, that's going to be our first cut. Now we're going to come down. We're going to have one more subsection and cut it on that line so we have a nice strong line at the bottom, except what we're going to do is come in and use one finger graduation so we can keep it as nice and weighted as possible, but with a little bit of graduation. There's a guideline right under there. Bring the hair straight down. Cut it straight across. Straight down. We're not putting a lot of tension on the hair because sometimes you can put too much tension on it and the hair will spring back. But you see we have a nice straight line, but there's a little graduation under there. So now the next subsections, this is what we're going to do. We're going to use about a 1/2 inch subsection. But as we come up, now we're going to come in and about halfway between the line here and the top section, we're going to come in and just pull that section straight out. And we're going to bring it out and we're going to keep it at a low elevation. We're going to check our guideline underneath and we're going to go right in and point cut that section. So you see we still have that blunt line, but now we're starting to get a little texture. You're going to come about halfway in, comb this hair out, about a 45-degree projection. We're going to come in and point cut the section. So we're actually going to be doing is giving this hair some texturing while we're cutting it. So you see we still have our line here, but we're starting to pick up some little texturized pieces. So this side over here is going to be slightly longer, so I'm slightly over directing it as I point cut because I wanted to start dropping a little longer on that side. So we're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to use about a 1/2 inch subsection straight across. I'm going to elevate the hair out of the way and secure it. Continue. Going to bring this hair up and secure it. Going to comb this hair down, and then about halfway between the bottom and the top section, we're going to come in. Going to comb the hair smooth between our fingers, and we're going to slightly elevate it. Now every subsection you're going to elevate the hair just a little bit higher, and again you're going to point cut the hair. So it doesn't have to be even, okay? You want to keep the texture. You notice when it falls you have graduation. You see the little pieces here? You're going to start to build up some texture as you go. Halfway between the section and the top. Going to bring it up a little more. You have a guideline right there, so don't be nervous. And if it's a little longer, then you just go back in, elevate it, and point cut it. So you're adding some texture and some softness. You see the difference here? See that line? You're starting to get graduation in there. Same thing here. You're going to come in, comb the hair out. This side is going to be slightly over directed, and you're going to point cut the same way. You can always pick the section up wherever you think you need a little more texturing. Pick it up and go right in. So you see how you're building up that shift in that movement. Okay? Continue. 1/2 inch subsection. 1/2 inch on this side. I'm going to comb the hair down. You're going to come to the center. You're going to take a parting. You're going to be moving up the head form. Now you can do a zigzag parting too if you want, and that would still give you more texture as well. Or you can just use a straight parting. You bring it up a little higher There's your guideline. You see it under there? So when you come out, so you see your graduation between this line and here now? That happens every time you bring that section up a little higher. When it falls with that graduation right there. That's very pretty. So again, right here, elevate. So if you need to find a guideline, if you lift that up, you'll see it's right there. So don't get nervous. Just elevate that hair out. Let's get a better grip. There's your guideline there. Point cut. Nice and light, nice and soft. You see that texture and that movement? That's beautiful. Okay, this side over here, remember we're leaving it slightly longer, so we're going to over direct the hair slightly back. We still have a guideline underneath right there. And come up, pull the hair up, over direct it slightly, and point cut. And that's going to give you all that texture, all that shifting. Woo, isn't that beautiful? What's the word I'm using? What? Fabuloso. Something. Fabuloso? I don't think I said that. I think she's fooling. Jackie, why don't you bring Tamar on camera right here while I'm cutting so they can see some of your fabulous work at Blue Shampoo and some of that fabulous color technique. This is Jackie's work while I'm cutting. So we're giving y'all a chance to be in Hollywood. You're in Hollywood today. This is Tamar. Tamar is also a stylist. She works with us at Blue Shampoo. She's a phenomenal hairdresser. I'm not doing a commercial on her yet. I just want you to see. I just want you to see the lovely work that Jackie does. Turn around. Give her a little cascade there. Oh, yes. Short and oh so super sexy. Okay, back to me. Okay, so we come back in. You're going to part the hair. You're going to bring it out. You're going to look at your guideline, it's right there, and you're going to come right in and just lightly texturize the hair. Now when we finish, we can always come in and make that a nice bold line again. Elevate, over direct slightly. Don't be afraid to cut into it. The more you cut into it, the better it's going to be. Take our section up. Going to elevate this hair a lot higher. You see that line there, but now we're going to break in that a little more and we're going to shorten that hair up a lot more now. Okay, you see that expansion there? Nice movement. Over direct slightly. We're going to keep some length on this side. Still going to point cut it. And still going to get that texture. You see the pieces, how that hair is starting to shift up there. Just going to comb the whole top section down now. Cut right into it. All the way across, if you can secure that much hair, just bring the whole section Bring it out. This side you still want to slightly over direct so you can keep a little more weight on that side. But don't be afraid to go right in there and cut that. See how it falls? There's no way that you can mess it up. See it's heavier on this side. A little too heavy right here. Okay, so we're going to come back to the back in a minute. We're going to fix the line on the bottom. We're going to come in here and do a little bit more texturing so we can get a little more shift. But now what we do is we change the cut, and instead of our shears, we're going to use a razor. So you get a razor of your choice, whichever type you like. We're going to work on our short side first. So you see a line here. This is going to be a little shorter, so you're going to take some hair that you've cut, some that you haven't cut, and you're going to use a slightly larger section. You're not going to use a little small section. You're going to bring this hair straight out, and you're going to lightly razor it and move my finger down as I go. So we changed the whole shift. We changed the whole feel. Can you see that? Maybe I can move it right here. If you're looking for a guideline, it'll be right about there. Guidelines really aren't important at this point because we're going to come back and break that top up a lot. So you see how it just changes the flow here. It's heavier here and it starts to get a lot lighter up here in the front. So bring it down. Slightly over direct back. I'll hold my hand up higher so you can see. And you're going to go all the way to the center front. See how it rounds it off now? Yeah, it's cute. So we're going to come back just a little bit right here. Come all the way to the center front. Bring it all the way over to the side section. And release that weight. Okay? So we're going to come back there in a minute. Let's turn it around to this side. So it's going to be our longer side. We still want to release some of the weight. Bring this hair straight up now. I'm going to hold it firm, and as I cut it, I'm going to cut down so that I can keep the length at the bottom. Slightly over direct. So we're starting to get a little break there. That's nice. So our texture can flow a little. So you see the difference in the texture here, and it's a little more chunkier and a little heavier in the back. So it's going to give you a lot more shifting in the back, but as it moves forward, it's going to be a lot softer. All the way to the front hairline, pull it all the way back. Okay. So now, we're almost done, but that's really just the beginning of our cut. Because now we're going to you see that movement? Isn't that beautiful? So that means every time she moves her head, you're going to get that same kind of shift. Isn't that gorgeous? That's just beautiful. Okay, so we're going to do some light detailing on the front, then we're going to come back in the back, and this is going to be our shorter side. So we're going to take some of the weight off the top. And kind of release the top section, keeping a little weight around the eye. So you see how we're kind of opening her eye up some now. So just small little pieces now so you can get your detailing right. So now we're going to come in with our shears. We're going to come in with a circle first, taking this entire top section. I'm going to elevate this. And we're just going to get rid of some of that weight up there. And don't be afraid to just go right in there and lighten that hair up. So you see that nice little lift there? Now wherever you think you may need a little more, you just come right in. You can use a zigzag section or a straight section and just bring it up and lightly. Okay, need a little in here. So now you have to feel it for yourself at this point to see how much you want to remove. But you see the hair still moves. Shake your head, Tony. You see the hair still moves however she moves. So that's great. So we're going to come down now and we're going to work on this perimeter line. Bring this hair straight down. And straighten that line up. I just love the way that hair just freely just moves. Still want to put a blunt line over here. This is our shorter side. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to come in and just take a little bit of this weight right here, just slide just a little. Get a little more angle in here.